Hello everyone, I'm Gülce, and today I'm going to explain self-regulated learning strategies for adults. These are the strategies I will talk about. There are 12 of them. I will explain these strategies, and this will be basically the content of my presentation. I will explain goal setting and planning, self-monitoring, self-assessment and reflection, time management and scheduling, organizational strategies, seeking help and using resources, self-motivation techniques, environmental structuring, using cognitive and metacognitive strategies, reflection and adjustment, accountability groups, and use of reflective writing. I will explain all of these strategies one by one and give examples for them. And I will recommend activities related to these strategies and explain how to use these strategies in our daily lives. First, to begin with, we have goal setting and planning. For goal setting, learners should set SMART goals. SMART goals means having specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound strategies. Let's assume someone's facing the problem of not being able to find a job or not being able to be happy with the job they find or not being able to achieve the goal they set. It's probably because the goal they set isn't smart. So they should follow the rules of setting smart goals. That would make their goal more achievable and they would be more motivated towards their goal. As for an activity, I can recommend SMART goal workshops for adults. They can get together as groups and set goals according to this. Next up, we have self-monitoring. Self-monitoring helps learners to keep track of their progress. As an activity example, here's a daily check-in journal in my presentation. With a daily check-in journal, learners can follow what they've done on a daily basis and see their progress on a daily basis. And here are some example questions they can ask to themselves. These questions are: what did I accomplish today? What challenges did I face? And what's my priority for tomorrow? With all of these questions, they can see the problems they encounter and find solutions for them. After that, we have self-assessment and reflection. In self-assessment, participants analyze their skills and achievements, and with doing that, they can see their strengths. Let's say an adult's having a problem with finding a job or being happy with the job they found. If they self-assess themselves and determine their qualities, they may be able to solve this problem with self-assessment strategy. And as an activity example, I can recommend monthly reflection and evaluation for adults. They can ask questions like, what were my major achievements? Where did I struggle? And what will I do differently? And with the answers, they can refine their strategies. Also, after that, learners can share their reflections with a peer, mentor, or a colleague, so it would be more efficient to get feedback. Next, we have time management and scheduling. For this strategy, I recommend time blocking method, which is here in my presentation. This method helps learners to set specific times to do specific works, so the work they do becomes more efficient. If an adult learner has a problem with time management, they can use time blocking method. And they can use planners or apps. And I can recommend two apps for that. Here's one of them, Google Calendar, and here's the other one, Notion. I recommend for them to use these apps. And next up, we have organizational strategies. For this strategy, I recommend digital and physical workspace organization. It helps learners to minimize the distractions they have. They can both organize their digital workplace and physical workplace. For digital, they can use Google Drive and Evernote, which the two of them are here in my presentation. And they can separate their folders also in their computers like this. They can separate their folders as documents and media so they can find them more easily. And physically, they can use binders. Next, we have seeking help and using resources. Learners can seek help and share resources with their peers or colleagues. And it has really great various benefits, and here are 6 of those benefits. Thanks to peer collaboration, diverse perspectives fuels creativity, accountability drives consistency, deeper understanding through teaching, shared resources and insights, emotional support and reduced stress, and lastly, enhanced communication skills happens. So it's really beneficial to seek help, to not being afraid to seek help and using resources. Next, we have self-motivation techniques. Let's say an adult have a problem and an adult's feeling down at a workplace and feel unmotivated to come to work every day. He or she can start celebrating their small achievements and feel motivated thanks to that. And I'd like to give an example in my own experience. I gave myself pep talks during the preparation of my uni exam and celebrated my small achievements, and it really helped me in the process. So I also recommend an adult to use the same techniques. They can give themselves pep talks in the mirror, and they may also use personal motivation boards and rewarding. And here are 2 examples of personal motivation boards in my presentation. Personal motivation boards helps us imagine the place we like to be at the end of our goal, and it really motivates us. We can personalize our motivation boards in our liking and in our goals. Next up, we have environmental structuring. A clean environment means a more productive workplace for adults, and it has been actually proved. Adults can create a more productive workplace with minimizing their phone distractions by disabling their phone notifications. And next, we have using cognitive and metacognitive strategies. For this strategy, learners can use concept mapping and summarization activity. With a concept map, learners can summarize what they've learned, and they can do that with their own words. So it would be more beneficial for them. So they can really see if they really understood something or they learned something. A concept map have purposes like organizing information, visualizing concepts, and aid learning. It is used in education, brainstorming, and problem solving. It has benefits like clarity, connections, and creativity, and it has types like hierarchical, spider, and flowchart. And after that, we have reflection and adjustment. For this strategy, holding self-assessment meetings as an activity is very beneficial. In these meetings, learners can ask questions like, which goals have I met? Where have I fallen short? and what adjustments will I make. And after these meetings, they can make adjustments based on their answers. This can be also done with peers or mentors in order to receive feedback, so it's also more beneficial after receiving feedback. Next, we have accountability groups. Accountability groups allows peers to review each other's progress, and this helps them improve. So it's really important at a study group or a workplace for adults. After that, we have use of reflective writing. For this strategy, I recommend weekly reflective blog or journal activity. And also, here's an example of it in my presentation. And in this activity, while blogging or journaling, we can ask ourselves questions like, what areas did I focus on this week and how did that go? What were my strengths this week and what did I do well? So, by doing that, we can see our weekly progress and keep track of our progress. So, it's also really effective way of following our track. So, this was the end of my presentation, and I explained 12 strategies. These 12 strategies I just explained are designed to empower adult learners to take control of their learning. And these strategies are really useful in the process of learning. In, and if an adult learner wants to achieve their goals and in a short notice, they should keep these strategies in mind. Thank you for listening my presentation. I hope it will be beneficial for all of those who listen to my presentation.